What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Spin Fuel's Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at Charlie Noble Admiral's Reserve. Alright guys, so you probably already know Charlie Noble from some of their more popular flavors like Siren Song, Neptune's Nectar, and Tripoli. But these four are very unique and different, and these are the Admiral's Reserve line, which I'm going to be reviewing today. They're available for $15.99 from their website, which I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out. For a 30 mil, it's $15.99, and for a 120 mil, it's $54.99, which is actually really inexpensive. It varies with PG and VG depending on what nic strength you have too. It's kind of interesting. These are available in 0 milligram, 3, 6, 12, and also 18 milligrams. So there's something here for everyone. Alright, so let's get started with our first flavor. First up we got Raspberry Ripple Ice Cream. I've already got it preloaded in my tank here, so let's give it a first rip and we'll let you know what I think. Oh yeah, and the flavor description on this one reads, a luscious vanilla ice cream interlaced with ribbons of fresh raspberry, creamy sweet and a bit of the tartness that will make you reach for another bottle. Alright, so right off the bat I do get a lot of the raspberry flavor in this, and on the exhale you get some of the creaminess to it. The raspberry in it is a little bit kind of artificial tasting. It doesn't really taste like a natural raspberry to me. The creaminess could have used an extra little bump in my opinion. But yeah, overall it's a decent flavor. Definitely not an all-day vape for me, but I can definitely see this one being an after-dinner vape, more desserty type of vape. So let's go ahead and have another vape here and I'll get to my ratings. Alright, so for the flavor on this one, I'm going to give it a 3. It's definitely not an all-day vape for me, and I really wish they would have bumped up that creaminess a lot more. The raspberry in it is okay, but really just kind of has a tartness to it that I'm not a big fan of. For the vapor production, I'm going to give it a 3.5. It is a relatively high VG percentage. In 3 milligram, it's 78 VG, 22 PG. So it's pretty up there as far as VG percentage, but just really not getting the full clouds that I would normally be used to for a mixture such as this. And for the throat hit, I'm giving it a 2. And the reason I'm giving it a 2 is because that raspberry really kicks the back of your throat pretty hard, and especially for a 3 milligram blend as it is here, it definitely kicks the back of your throat a little bit harder than I would normally see for a 3 milligram liquid. Alright, so that does it for Raspberry Ripple Ice Cream. Let's move on to our next flavor. Alright guys, we are ready to go for our next flavor, which is going to be Good Cookie. So the flavor description of this one reads, the Noble family's chocolate chip cookie recipe, handed down from generation to generation, warm and fresh from the oven, all you need is a glass of milk. So if you guys have watched any of my other reviews, you probably know that I'm not a huge fan of the bakery flavors, and this is probably going to be my least favorite from the line. I can tell already, just from the fact that I'm not a huge fan of vaping cookies or chocolate or anything like that, and this is kind of the combination of the two. So let's give it a shot though, so let's have our first vape here. So I gotta tell you, it's not as bad as I really imagined it was gonna be. However, I'm still not a huge fan of bakery flavors. This one is definitely not gonna change my mind as far as that's concerned. You get that kind of warm cookie kind of taste to it. Not a lot of chocolate, but that's almost a good thing in my opinion, because vaping chocolate can be kind of horrendous. If any of you out there have, tried a chocolate flavor, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying there's no good chocolate flavors in the industry or on the market nowadays, but I am saying that it's really tough to find a good one. The chocolate in this is really kind of muted. You get more of the cookie flavor than the actual chocolate flavor, but like I said, that's pretty much a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Overall, it's not a terrible flavor, but it's definitely not an all-day vape. I think this line is kind of geared more towards the after-dinner kind of relaxation kind of vapes, but maybe it's just me. Alright, let's take our second vape here, and then I'll get to my ratings. Okay, so for the flavor on this, I will give this a 3. Definitely not an all-day vape for me, but as far as the occasional vape, of course, I think it would be really good for something where you want to skip dessert. I don't know if I would ever really want a cookie vape though, so I don't think I'll be vaping too much of this stuff in the near future. However, if you're in the market for a good cookie vape, definitely give this one a shot. All right, so for the vapor production, I'm going to give this a 3.5. Again, for being such a high level of VG, I would imagine that this would have a little bit more of a cloud to it. It's not terrible, but definitely I have definitely tried some others that have like a similar ratio with better cloud production, and that is saying that I'm using the same device, same settings, same coils, same everything. So a little bit lacking in the cloud department. As far as the throat hit's concerned, though, I will give this a 4.5. It doesn't really leave me wanting anything extra, and it's pretty smooth all the way through the vape. So very well done as far as throat hit's concerned on this one. All right, so that does it for Good Cookie. Let's move on to our next flavor. All right, all you cereal vapors, this one's probably going to be for you. Next up, we have PB Cereal. The flavor description reads, "Be prepared, your new all-day vape has been found. Smooth and full peanut butter cereal layered with a cream undertone. Breakfast never tasted this good, but your vape can." So this one is obviously PB cereal, peanut butter cereal. This is kind of part of the niche that's never really been filled, I think, in my opinion. There's plenty of Fruity Pebbles flavors, plenty of Fruit Loops flavors. Now there's even Cinnamon Toast Crunch and all these other cereal flavors, but no one out there has done a good peanut butter cereal flavor, in my opinion. I know there's a few flavors out there that have already done this, but I think this one might take the cake on that. So let's go ahead and have our first vape. So once again, cereal flavors are not really on the top of my list as far as all-day vapes are concerned, but this one is actually pretty decent. You really get more of a rich, peanutty kind of flavor to it. It's a little bit sweet, nice creamy aftertone as well. So everything just kind of mixes really nice with this one, and it kind of surprised me. If you're in the market for something a little bit different than your average cereal flavor, I would definitely recommend this one. So let's have another vape real quick and I'll get to my ratings. As far as the peanut butter flavor is concerned, this one has got to be the closest I've ever tried. Now, peanut butter is not my all-day vape kind of preferred flavor, but I can really respect what Charlie Noble did to this juice here. So for the flavor on this one, I will give it a 3.5. Not an all-day vape for me personally, but for you guys out there that love the cereal flavors and want to try something a little bit different, definitely give this one a shot. Don't really push this one under the rug, because you got to try this if you like a good peanut butter vape or are wanting a peanut butter vape. So for the vapor on this one, I'll give this a 4. Not the greatest performer again, but it definitely has a little bit thicker clouds than the other two that I've already tried. And for the throat hit on this one, I'm going to give it a 4.5. It's perfect, nearly perfect in my book. It really doesn't leave you wanting any more, kick in the back of your throat. And it's also smooth enough to where, it could be an all-day vape for anyone that's a cereal vapor out there. So that does it for PB Cereal. Let's move on to our final flavor. Alright vapors, we're ready to go for our final flavor tonight, which is going to be Pistachio RY4. The flavor description on this one reads, "Bright pistachio layered with a delicious blend of vanilla, caramel, and light tobacco. The flavors play off one another to create a smooth, sophisticated vape." Now I gotta tell you, I have been vaping this one sometime before this review, and I gotta say, this is definitely by far my favorite flavor out of the bunch. I know what you're thinking. This is definitely out of my normal fruity flavor kind of genre, but I do enjoy this one a heck of a lot. Let's get to our first vape and I'll let you know all about it. So I gotta tell you, I've never been one to really brag about a tobacco vape, but this is definitely changing my mind all about the world of tobacco vapes. I think Charlie Noble makes some of the best tobacco flavors, including their other one called Tripoli, which is a Turkish tobacco with fig and almond. That is absolutely delicious. And this one really stepped up the game quite a bit for anyone else out there that's looking to make us any sort of similar flavor to this. The bar is going to be set very high. You can taste the pistachio. You definitely get that sweet nuttiness to it. You get the cream or vanilla. You get the caramel and the light hint of tobacco right on the end of the exhale. It's really, really delightful. I could almost consider this one an all-day vape. And that's really saying something if any of you out there know my normal flavor profiles. So that being said, let's go ahead and have our second vape and then I'll get to my ratings. So for the flavor on this one, I'm giving it a 4.5. This is damn near perfect in my opinion. I really highly recommend this to anyone that enjoys a good creamy flavor like vanilla or an RY4 or any sort of tobacco blends. If you want to try something a little bit different, give this one a shot. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. For the vapor production, I'll give it a 4. It's pretty good, but really just they don't chuck clouds like I normally would expect something with almost 80% VG. And for the throat hit, it's nice and smooth, leaves me not wanting anymore, and it's got that, still got that little kick in the back of your throat. So I'll give it a 4.5. It's pretty close to spot on. So before I go, I want to give a huge shout out to Matt Protzman and Neil over at Vape Dojo. They're the ones that gave me this liquid to try out for you guys and do this review. So thank you guys so much for all your support. Really do appreciate it. If you guys want to try these flavors for yourself, don't forget to hit the link in the description. I'll have it there for you. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. All the support is really awesome. Thank you guys so much for getting me to where I am today. But if you want to continue vaping and you want to fight for your right to vape, make sure you tell the FDA what's on your mind by following the advocacy links in the description. I have them in every single video description, so make sure you check those out if you want to continue vaping like you're used to. Make sure you stop the FDA in their tracks. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. As always, check out spinfuel.com for more of my videos, as well as Smokin' Joey and Spinfuel official videos. And as always, vape on.